Yeah, we're now third day into MK1, and I feel like we're getting a pretty much a better understanding of like how the game plays, what I feel about it, what I feel about the roster. So far, cameos, all this stuff, single player stuff, which I have done a bit of. We've done obviously the story mode, we've done a bit of invasions, haven't finished it. But now we know the extent of customization, so we can at least like talk about things a little bit. And here's one thing I have to give big credit to. Just to summarize things and not beat around the bush too much. Do you like it more than MK11? How is the game? Because to me, the most important thing is the gameplay, right? How is the gameplay of the game? I said before that I think it's going to take some getting used to, because it does feel different. It has some similarities to previous games like MK11, but cameo stuff is just a whole new wild assortment of what you can do. So the good news, the really good news is I have spent all 3 streams either training and practicing for my characters, or I have spent it just grinding ranked matches and just playing a ton of matches online with people that are like way better than me, some that are of my skill level and not, which is just the way it goes with these games. And I'm just like, dude, it's been 5 hours. Like, what the heck is going on? So it's fun. Like, I did not ever get that feeling in MK11. Just as retrospect, I never got the feeling of MK11, man, I just want to keep playing more matches and get better at this. Like, it never really gave me that feeling, unfortunately, even though I really wanted it to. I was like hoping the game was going to do that at some point. The nice part is that, yeah, I do actually want to get better. I've only played 3 characters so far. We've done a different character a day. Day 1 was Smoke. Had a lot of fun. There's a lot of optimization to figure out with Smoke, so I am looking forward to coming back to him because he is super fun. Day 2, we messed around with Scorpion, and Scorpion's a bit basic in this game. I don't know if I like him very much. There might be some cameos that make him work out, but he is like the epitomal, like, different Scorpion than previous games. He's all about whiff punishing. He's relatively defensive. Like, it's kind of weird that he's not mix, but his combos are super easy, so it's kind of easy to jump in and play him. You just have to play kind of very differently with him. And then third day, I've been playing Reptile, and man, I spent probably 3 to 4 hours of actual training mode with Reptile until we started fighting people and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of fun. Like, it seemed like, oh yeah, this character seems kind of simple and basic and his combos aren't that much, and then it's like you start playing him a bit and getting used to it, and it starts to open up. It begins to open up. You're like, oh, okay, wait, I can do that. Wait a minute, I can do this. Now I can optimize this in the corner. And now I'm at the point where I play online against people and I'm having a tough time even remembering my strings because there's so much optimization of the combos I practiced. I can't even do the combos I practiced to people yet because there's just so many different ones. So I'm like, wow, well, that's a good feeling, because next time I'm going to be hoping I land this thing. Next time I'm going to be hoping I land... Anyway, all this stuff is great. So I got to say, gameplay wise, I am definitely having a lot of fun, right? I'm definitely very much enjoying this situation of the game has given me stuff to actually want to train. A lot of the training mode stuff from previous MK games at times can be like, oh, what am I training even? Am I actually practicing a combo? Am I practicing a setup? And like, sometimes you're not. To me, it's actually kind of fun to figure stuff out. That's a huge positive net bonus for MK1, is that I want to come back and I want to learn more. And we're still in week 1. Actually, this is more than that, because we've played multiple versions of this game and, you know, the betas and all that kind of stuff. I'm excited. You know, I do want to learn more. However, I do feel the damage of the game is really high, and I feel like the damage is high to sort of mitigate the fact that neutral is kind of slow. For a lot of characters, like, playing Nooch, overall speed of things is still pretty slow, and you have to get used to it. It's not like a deterrent of the game in general. It's just, I think overall, I would like things to just be sped up a bit. Just overall. A lot of people are like, dang, combos go on for so long in this game. Like, geez, 15 to 25 second combos. And you're not wrong. And they do more damage than Mortal Kombat X, which is funny. You do way more damage than you do in like games like MKX. But the reason that is because the speed of strings is really slow. So like a 3-hit string or a 2-hit string when you continue a combo just naturally takes longer to execute, takes about twice as long to execute as MKX, just for comparative, right? Or even MK11. So because of that, you have these like kind of slower strings combining with other slower strings and maybe potentially some slower specials, and you get really long combos. Like you're just watching this combo for a long time. Inherently, I don't think it's specifically a bad thing, but to me, it's kind of funny how it feels technically even slower than MK11. But it's weird that a game that does feel slower is more fun. And the reason it's more fun is because there's options, right? You actually have options. You have things you can do with your characters that is fun enough and makes me want to come back and practice that shit. So anyway, even though I have some caveats, I'm still super happy, and I'm at this point having even more fun with the game on day 3 than I was with day 1, which is great, you know. And I'm on character 3, and I'm still getting used to how things feel. The other elephant in the room is obviously story mode. I'm not going to get into my negatives yet, and I liked story mode quite a bit. I'm not going to show anything spoilery here, and I don't want to go too far into it, but I like how ballistic it gets in the end. I mean, this was the only MK story mode where I feel like we were literally getting up and cheering when the story shit was going down. When the final act goes down, we were literally like screaming and hooting and hollering as far as just what is going on. And yeah, it does take a long time. It feels like the story kind of meanders a bit at the start. It's like, where's the actual plot? But still, I think it's really good. I think it's like overall like a 9 out of 10 sort of MK story mode. I know some people are feeling like, oh, it's not that great, but there's always people like that for every MK story mode, and all of them are really high quality, just overall in general. So to me, I don't have many negatives to say about it. I had a really good time. The one thing I do think that I have a negative to talk about is this mode, this invasion mode. And I know there's rewards and there's things to do in here, but man, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna need to play some of this at some point, but I really don't know if I want to play too much of this mode, especially when like the future stuff happens and we're gonna get more updates, and you get more of these, what are they called? They're called mesas, right? To me, this mode is kind of boring, and it's grindy in a way that's like not super fun, where yeah, there's less crazy obstacles kind of than were present in the Living Towers of MK11, but just like the way it is, it's just you run very slowly from point to point, and then you slowly enter, and then the fight starts, and then you watch an outro and it ends, and then you slowly move to the next thing. It's like, oh my god, just get it over with, man. And then eventually by the time you get in there, it's either a fight with some gimmick, or you get to a tower that has a whole bunch of fights. And to me in general, like, where am I going? What just happened? The rewards are good. It's nice to have the rewards in here, but I think overall the way that this mode is like engaging me is really remedial. Like it feels kind of like we're playing the Living Towers, just in a completely different skin, like a board game skin, you know? So you have to think back where it's like MK11 had the Living Towers, and they did a bunch of shit with them in that game. And they also had the crypt, right? So they kind of put all of that into here. So all of them got put into this mode. But overall, I feel like the package of MK11 might be a bit better when it comes to invasion. I feel like putting invasion, all of those things together, I don't know if I like it too much. Is all I'm going to try to say. It feels very grindy, and it feels like, oh man, I just want to rush through this, and I don't want to play it. I just want to get it out of the way. But luckily, like, you do get gear, and here's the thing that I think that's a negative. I don't like invasion very much, but here's a huge credit. A massive problem of MK11 was them putting things like brutalities and character unlocks and gear behind these towers that you had to like wait till they show up, and then they expired, and then they came back, and some of them had crazy bullshit that you needed all these consumables to fight, and it was like, oh my god, dude, to even do this I have to go like farm consumables. Like, this is crazy. A huge bonus for MK1. They changed all that shit. We talked about this before, but I think this stuff right here, just like, this isn't a battle pass. It looks like a battle pass, so don't freak out. It's not a battle pass. It's just an upgrade ranking for your character to show you what you actually get. And this is so much better than what was in MK11. Just give us a nice normal progression of what we're gonna get, the brutalities we're gonna get, and show us how much there is. Oh, there's 35 levels. Cool, maybe there's more later. We don't know. The fact that also you can get levels for this in Invasion, cool. But the more important one is that by playing player matches and online matches, you do get experience for this shit. So, for example, we've been playing Reptile. We played not that much Reptile tonight, and I've already gotten like 6 levels. We've already leveled him up a little bit through just going from rank 6 to 7. And that's but not, we didn't even get a chance to play that much online. So I like it. Yeah, it feels like leveling up a gun in Call of Duty. Exactly. We're essentially leveling up our character guns. So this is way better. You just get unlocks for playing the character. This is reminiscent to Killer Instinct, where you get to level 50 in KI and you get a special skin in the end and different like gear all along the way with other skins. Like, it's kind of like that. I think it's way better, man. So I'm significantly more happier with the way that online benefits you and allows you to level up, because that's where I think you want people to spend the most of their time. You want people to spend their time online, you know, getting gear for this stuff and brutalities for this stuff online. So anyway, they did a great job with this shit. I think this is significantly better. We got daily quests, weekly quests. I feel indifferent about all this stuff. Now, the other negative I have to mention, I don't think the online of this game is great. I think the online versus mode, the ranked mode, the player matches are all weirdly cumbersome, and I don't get it. And I feel like this must be just a suffering of switching from the system and engine they had from the previous game to a new engine. But a lot of the matches we have, if they have Wi-Fi, are a complete gamble if it's going to run like total butt. Most of the time we play in casual matches, I run into the same people constantly. I don't know what's going on, and their connection quality can suffer. If you get into ranked, you find somebody that has a terrible connection, you can't back out. I'm like, what is happening? And then if you win, you're stuck fighting that person for 3 out of 5 matches. I'm like, oh my god, dude. And then other weird things where you can get into a casual versus fight with people, right? And this is just like completely like player matches is all this is. But if you want to like make a room or a lobby for your friends, you seemingly can't. Like, you can go to King of the Hill, and in King of the Hill you have a lobby situation, right? But this is specifically for King of the Hill. So I'm going to enter this thing. You'll see what it is. There isn't just a single like, oh, let's just fight other people. I'm going to fight this guy, like where you just see in like, this person's playing, I'm going to fight them. This person's playing, I'm going to fight them. That doesn't have that. Like, if I want to fight this person down here, I can't do that. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can. This is only for King of the Hill. You just got to wait. So that's it. And that's weird because even in MKX, they had that, dude. Even in MKX, you could make a lobby and fill it with like 30 people and then individually challenge those individuals or King of the Hill them, or you had a ton of options. You had like a shit ton of stuff that you could do. So it's weird that that seems to be gone. Like, I don't know. I don't understand like how that's completely missing. Maybe it's something that's going to get updated later. Even in private matches, it's the same thing. It's only King of the Hill or regular versus. And we finally got regular versus to work because there's been some crazy glitches with this, but there's a bad bug right now where if you fight people over and over again, the game usually crashes. So that has been my experience as well. Not every single time. In many situations, the game will crash after the completion of a match and you just get like black screen of death and then it's done. I think the online is my biggest gripe. Right? The invasions thing is kind of like whatever. Like, that doesn't actually affect my personal like rating of the game too much. The online being the way it is pretty rough right now, man, because it can be kind of a pain in the butt just to play matches at times, which sucks because I just want to play matches. Like, it's funny what they set up gameplay wise. I think is a lot of fun. All I want to do is just play the game, and now it's like it feels like there's even more caveats and weird things in between that make it hard to just jump in and fight people. And then there's customization, and I'm fine with this, right? I know that there is not as much customization as before, which I think will be disappointing to a lot of people, but I'm kind of fine with the palettes and the different costumes and the stuff that they got going on right now. I know people want to ultra customize their characters, but to me, this doesn't really, you know, make or break the game. If the game plays good, then I'll want to like earn gear, right? If my character's fun, I'll want to keep playing and earn gear for that character. But I get it. Like, it's not as expensive as MK11. I get it. So it's, for some people, this is like a big negative, you know? For me, not so much. Another weird thing that has been happening is a lot of bugs. And this was something that we were running into in Mortal Kombat 1 betas. Let me see if I can show off a couple of them right now. One of them is you cannot press the assist button and an attack button at the same time and cancel that into a special. That sounds really weird, but trust me, in a game where you call assists all the time, it's actually super important. So if I did like actually, you know what? Let's do Scorpion. Because Scorpion is where we actually ran into the problem. And it's very weird. So the input I want to do is 2-1, and I want to call sectors missile assist, right? So to time the missile, I have to essentially press 2-1 at the same time and then do this low. So I'm gonna try to set up the moment that it has, because the switch is to do it right after. There's a way around it. So, so check this out. We're already running into another problem. I am pressing 2 and assist at the same time. I'm getting literally nothing. I'm actually getting literally nothing. No attack. Which is like, what? And this is a game where you call assist constantly. You call assist during attacks. You do all this stuff. Nothing. Does not come out. So, in this situation, I'm doing 2-1. I'm calling assist around the same time, and I'm doing back forward 4. It will not cancel into back forward 4 if I do it with precise timing. It won't do it. I'll do it late. Wait for it again. I'll do it late. Wait for it again. Okay, I got it that time. Didn't come out. I did them on the same frame, right? You see it? I did it on the same frame, so it didn't work. What happens is if you press your cameo around the same time as your attack, you cannot cancel into a special after. How do you fix this? So now I have to do 2 cameo, 1 back forward 4 in order instead of at the same time. So I have to do, and it works every time. So that's fine. Like, we found a solution. Like, it's not like it's like the end of the world. It allows us to do our crazy loop combo. You know? That's cool. We found a solution. But to me, it's just very weird that you cannot call cameo and assist, like, at the same time. And check this out. Again. If you call cameo and press a button on the same frame, you get no button. And that's an ambush cameo. The input's right there. No, that has to be on the same frame. Same frame. Not on the same frame. Not on the same frame. Same frame. Nothing. What is happening? That can't be that way, man. No! I really hope that gets fixed, right? Because especially with a game where you're calling assist mid-combo all the time, if you accidentally press your cameo at the same moment as an attack, and you just get nothing. Ah! Ah! So I hope that gets fixed. The other one is a thing that I mentioned during the beta that I really hope gets fixed, because this messes me up a lot. This was messing me up with Sub-Zero, and it messes me up with Reptile if I'm too close to the opponent. So here's like a practical situation that I really hope gets fixed. That is definitely a bug. So when you're walking under a character in MK1, usually the game will allow you to keep walking the other direction. So you see that? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And if I walk under the opponent here, you see how it flips my character, and now I'm walking in that direction. I was holding forward with my character before. I was holding forward from the right side, and he walks under and he switches and you're walking back. Cool, right? That's the way it should be. No, that's not a bug. That's normal. Don't get me wrong. Don't act freaked out by that. That's the way fighting games work. But if you change direction while under the opponent, it bugs out. So I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to switch. I'm going to try to go under the opponent and then, change my mind and turn back and try to go backwards. And it doesn't happen all the time. It's within like a frame or two timing. But it happened there for a second. I almost had it. Oh, I had it. I was pressing left there the whole time, and he was going right. There it goes. I was pressing back, and I was moving forward. There it goes again. Got it. So, essentially what happens is, like, you'll be walking left, but you're holding right, and you're still moving in the direction. So your controls get reversed. And here's the thing. If I press right, I actually go right. If I press left, I still go right. I can't go backwards. Bugs aside, invasion mode, I'm having more fun playing MK1 than I had with the entirety of MK11. A lot of the neutral plays out very similar to MK11, so that's going to take me some getting used to, especially with that. But I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying optimizing characters. I'm enjoying playing more characters. I didn't like Scorpion very much, but I've already found a couple in the roster that I like a lot. which is good. That's a really good sign. I think even with the fact that I don't love Invasions mode a ton, the online has a lot of issues at the moment, and there's some funky bugs in the game. I still give it like an overall 8.5. I think the big thing that prevents it even from being over a 9, to be real, is the online. If the online just like got us into matches quickly and worked, the ranked mode seems actually like fighting people in a lobby, and you know, having that be a supported thing is also very weird. I don't know, man. Like that stuff is all very, very rough on overall the experience for the game. So it's nice that most matches do feel pretty good, but some matches feel really bad, and I just don't know what the hell is going on. I still think this is a genuinely great package with a lot of stuff. I just don't get a lot of enjoyment out of Invasion mode. I liked the story mode. People say they don't like it, but I like the story mode a lot. For me, I dig it. I do dig it, and I actually want to play more. It's significantly more fun than the last 2 games NRS has made. Injustice 2 and friggin' MK11, I did not want to keep playing very much at all.